I'm not beautiful. Yet, yet. Oh my God. Yes, precautions.
Nang, how are you doing?
Ah, I'm doing good.
I'm just not gonna
How
show
about
my.
you? How are you?
I just woke up. I'm not gonna show my camera because I have bedroom hair at the moment.
Okay.
Right. So just bear with me. So I opened this meeting as well for others to join, especially those that are undergoing the internship. The goal for this Nang is that um, you will guide them when they need access to QBO. Okay, so if whenever they need access to QBO, they need to set up a Zoom meeting with you, and then they have to share screen just so
Mm,
um, we can avoid any untoward incident where like their transactions were accidentally deleted or anything like that, because there will be 10 of them who will access QuickBooks, you know what I mean, or the accounts. So, and
mm,
there's an audit trail in QuickBooks, but it will have the same username as mine, right? So we would not be able to tell who did what, you know what I mean? So just
okay.
to facilitate tracking of the activities within QuickBooks, you get what I'm saying. So that's what I
Okay.
need from you. Um, every time again they need access, I would know because for one they would need to get the code from me. I'll show it to you later, a little later. But of course, I will give them instruction to send a message in the GC so that they can also check if you're available. You know what I mean? And you can agree
Okay.
on the time that they will be
So they can
accessing
check
QBO.
the QBO anytime,
Not
as
anytime,
much
when you're
as
available, right? When you're
available.
available. Again, because they need to set up a Zoom call with you every time they wish to access QuickBooks. You know what I mean?
Okay. Not. Mm,
So again, just to facilitate control of the activities within QuickBooks. You know what I'm trying to say?
okay.
All right. So just bear with me. Let me record this session because I will share this with everybody. And also just make sure that before you end the Zoom call, that you see that
Mm,
they're able to close their screen, or the window where they're accessing QuickBooks. You know what I mean?
come again. They're going to.
When they're done using QuickBooks, they need to be you need to see them close the window on
Mm,
their Chrome
okay.
browser. Make sure that no further activities is done after your session. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. Mm,
Okay, just take note of that. Again,
noted.
we're just trying to be careful that there's no, you know, activities done in QuickBooks that are unnecessary. You know what I mean? Or that's
Okay.
unintentional. There could be an intentional mistake or whatever. Because I would also want you to record every meeting with them. So again, if there's anything that we need to go back to, we have the recording. Okay, and you know how to use the recording in Zoom, right? You know how to use Zoom.
Yes.
Okay, good. So just bear with me. Let me record this
Mm,
screen or this recording. Yeah, if you're not available, you can also relay this to JR because if he can facilitate it, that would also be fine. So again, we just want to
Okay.
make sure that the session is attended to.
Ano kita te? Natutira ha? Masa?
All right, now. So you see my screen right now?
No, no, no.
No, not yet. Okay, bear with me.
Okay. The are we going to schedule if someone is using it repeatedly? Can we schedule if um can we schedule um the interns
Hold
on
on.
how
Hold
to
your
use
thought.
the
Hold your thought. Ask that question a little shortly, okay?
okay.
I also need to point that out later. But for now, I'll show you how they should be able to access QuickBooks, okay? Um,
Okay.
and this is also recorded, so everyone who is not able to join the 4:30 meeting, um, they they won't miss anything because I won't be able to meet later at uh 9 because I have a meeting with Kendall.
Okay. Yes, sir. So we need to do. Yes.
Just bear with me. We'll wait at 4:30 because they may some may be able to join. Right, we'll make this quick meeting. So again, the purpose of this is one to show everyone how to access QuickBooks, and then secondly, on how the mechanics on how they should be accessing it. Okay,
Okay.
so if they're on their Chrome tab or whatever browser they're using, they just need to go to QuickBooks. And they will use my email. So this email, Hi Joanne,
Hi, Case.
how are you?
Not feeling well.
No worries. Manood ka lang, no problem. I'm
Okay
just
lang.
showing how you guys can access QuickBooks. And this is also recorded, so you can play it um, after, if you need to go back to it. So once you're able to input my email, I would get a verification code in my email. So you don't need to remember what the password is going to be. And if it's your first time to access it, it's gonna prompt you to send a code to the email or to the phone number. If it does, just send it to the phone number that ends with 0763. If not, that's okay. And then once you're in here, select soundboard. So this is the client that we will be working together. So once you're in soundboard, let's just wait for that to load. Right, so you will see all these 7 accounts, right? And I sent in the GC a link to the G Drive where I show um, information about each of these clients, right? So like what industry they're in, um, what accounting method they use, and the bank account information. And so once you're here, if you go to QuickBooks, the drop down will show you all the 7 clients. So this is how you will navigate each client. So for example, BMAX strategies, right? So here you can see all the activities within QuickBooks. And for each of the 7 accounts, we typically go to so there's an update in QuickBooks. Appears a bit different now. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so if you're here, you want to go to bank transactions. So we want to make sure that all the transactions within, for all bank accounts are categorized and are posted. So for example, for BMAX strategies, you got these bank accounts, and then credit cards. So you can navigate by using this drop down, or you can navigate using these boxes here. That's the same thing, right? And so for October, first week of October, our task is to categorize and post September transactions. Again, only September. So if you see transactions for October, just leave those in the bank feeds, right? Don't categorize them. So each one, you will have to make sure that they're categorized properly here in the categorization. Um, and then once you're able to categorize them, you gotta post them here. Post. And then this one is a suggested match. There could be a payment, right? And so in this case, um, this is actually what the question of, remember the last session we had? I think it was Anna who asked the question to Shawnee about what to do with match and post. So that this is that, right? So, but first thing, we need to categorize the transaction. And since it's your first time, or most of you, it will be your first time to see these transactions, you may not be familiar about these vendors, right? Or these description, and you would not be sure how to categorize them, right? So what you do is you go here, just create another tab. And then what I do is I go to vendors. So for example, this is likely an account where sales are deposited. So let's go check other, let's say bank credit card, because like credit cards usually these are the um I mean this is the account used for expenses. So for example, soundboard. If you're gonna go to soundboard here, why is it not coming? So apparently soundboard is not yet added as a vendor. Or what you can do is just go here, soundboard. See, you have all the transactions for soundboard. I mean, with soundboard. And then, like, if you go to January of December 10, 2024, you can see here how it's classified. So, soundboard is classified, or the category is software and apps, right? So, that's how you can tell that a transaction with soundboard has to be categorized as office expenses, right? And then, if you want to look for consistency, just randomly check other months, see that software and expenses, right? So then if you go here, soundboard is software and apps, and then you can click here and then post it here, right? So that's how it would work. um, Once you get the hang of it, like you're familiar with the accounts, I would just typically go here, like check everything and then post. But for you guys, since this is going to be your first time handling it, I would like you to, like, take your time and just make sure that you're categorizing the accounts properly, because this client Aaron, owner of soundboard, is very particular about consistency of how the transactions are categorized. So he doesn't want, like, Best Buy, for example, at one point it's office expense and then another time it's supplies. He doesn't like that. So we just want to make sure that our categorization for the accounts are consistent. And for example, this one, checking. So this is a checking account, and if you see a match, so don't hit match right away. Click here, suggested match found. So you will see that there are two transactions, the same amount, 125. Invoice 1052 1058. We want to make sure that we are matching the right transaction. So obviously this one is 917 and this one is 917. So you may want to match it with 917 rather than 926, right? Because there was another transaction on 926. If you take a look here, 928, this was likely that 926 invoice, right? So if you click here, there's another suggested match for the 928 bank feed. So the reason why QuickBooks is saying it is a possible match, it's because of the amount and the customer, right? It's a possible match, but it doesn't look at the date, right? Or it doesn't strictly follow the date. So common mistake here is that if you're not careful, when you're matching, you may match this payment on 928 for an invoice that was dated 917, just because you look at the amount and the customer name, and you just blindly select this and then match, right? Because you were in a hurry, or some people are just not taking their time. So when you're looking at it, like if it's your first time to tackle a bookkeeper's or a bookkeeping client's books, just take your time to study the books, right? Study the activity. Don't rush into categorizing things without fully understanding what the transaction is about, right? So that's what we get to do here. but for now, the purpose of this meeting is not really to like do hardcore bookkeeping already, but um, it's really just for you guys to know how to access QuickBooks, right? So again, I want to go back. If you're, let's start from scratch, just so you don't get confused, because I deep dive into um, navigating QuickBooks already. But again, the goal is for you to be able to know how to access QuickBooks from your end. So if you're on a, let's close this one more time. Let's use another tab. Um, let's say this one. So if you're brand new to QuickBooks and you don't have a QuickBooks bookmark, just type in QuickBooks here. It's gonna lead you to a link. Um, I think this one is, yeah, QuickBooks Philippines. And then click sign in, QuickBooks Online. And then you may want to save this as your bookmark. I'll show you how to do that. So it's easier for you to access. So again, just use my email, chris.ayadi@gmail.com. And then it will send me a verification to my email. So whenever you want to access QuickBooks, because I know we work at different time, so just message in the GC that, hey Chris, I will access just a heads up, I'll be accessing QuickBooks, so I'll be needing the code from you. You know what I mean? So, or maybe give me a heads up in advance. Like, Chris, can I use QuickBooks at say 9 a.m. today? So I would need I would need the code from you at that time. So I can also prepare that at 9 I will need to be on my phone. So I got the code. Oh shoot, that's an expired code. 021916. Right. And make sure that you use this account. Right. So again, use soundboard. There you have it. You're able to access QuickBooks Online. And from here, you can navigate through the clients. Right. So for now, if you want to access it, you're free to do so. Just don't do anything yet. Wait for my instruction on how um, or what to do with each account. I'd just like you to be familiar. So if you want to go and check on the transactions, on the bank feeds, do some reporting on the financials, like navigate through the P&L, the balance sheet, you're free to do so. Just don't do any recording or any posting just yet. Okay, I'll do further announcement on that. So that's how you access QuickBooks, and that's how you navigate between clients, right? So I'm in BMAX strategies. Next, if I go to Todd account, I'll just simply select that in the drop down. So that's how you switch between accounts or between books, right? Of course, it's not working. My connection is slow. That's how you do it. And then if you want to bookmark QuickBooks, for easy access. So just hit here, and then you can name it however way you want it. So let's say QBO, and then I'll put it on my bookmark. Done. So see, it's in my bookmark now. You can see it here on the bookmarks bar. The last icon is QBO. So the use for that is like if I'm in here for the first time in my Chrome browser, and I want to go to QuickBooks, I don't have to type in QuickBooks on the address bar anymore. I just simply go to my bookmark here, QBO. It doesn't save the credentials though, or it may if you know it remembers for a few hours, but then after that, it may ask you to log in again. So that's how you do it. Joanne, while you're here, do you have any questions so far, or was that clear to you?
Question.
Sure.
So we'll just have to access that case that I added, and you will just give us the verification code. So every time we open, we'll just have to inform you.
Correct.
And then so we'll just have to check all the companies and then just to familiarize.
For now,
Correct.
correct.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Joanne?
So far, wala muna.
Okay, good. So next, so that's point number one for this meeting. Point number two is for every time you access QuickBooks, again, because you can access it at different time. You don't want to access it at the same, or you can access it at the same time. Like for example, Joanne, you're in QuickBooks right now, and you would want to access Dragonfly while I'm accessing BMAX strategies. That's possible with QuickBooks, right? That's very possible with QuickBooks, but we don't want to do that for now because I would want the every session in QuickBooks to be monitored because like everybody is new and we don't want to make any mistakes and and if we make mistakes, QuickBooks has an audit trail, right? Like our audit log, but this audit log for this account does not work, right? So we would not know what changes were made, who made it, and stuff. So it's kind of risky. So I would want every session to be recorded and monitored. So that's why Christina is here. Christina works as my assistant. So what's going to happen is that every time you want to access QuickBooks and do activities like categorizing transactions, posting transactions, doing bank recon, or anything that you would want to do in QuickBooks, I would want you guys to messaging the GC that, hey, Christina, are you available? Let's say between 1 to 3 in the afternoon today. I'd like to have a QuickBooks session, right? And then that also alerts me that okay, by that time someone is going to ask me for the code, right? And then Christina then will confirm if she's available, and if she is, she'll send you a Zoom link where you guys can hop on Zoom together, and then you'll be sharing your screen when you're navigating through QuickBooks, right? And then that session would also be recorded just to make sure that if anything, like any question that you would have, I can just refer to the recording. You know what I mean, or how it was done, because maybe some of you are very fast learners. You may have something that because QuickBooks, like it's like the saying, there's several ways to kill the dog, right? So there are several ways to like categorize transactions. There are several ways to do reporting, right? And some are really really good, and some like takes time, right? But eventually you will discover that, right? So I would also want to capture that because um you know we want to come up with best practices within QuickBooks, right? So you're open to explore how best to navigate QuickBooks, because like at one point I would say, or I may show you how to do categorization in QuickBooks, but that's what I know how, right? But there could be another way that you will discover along the way, or if you're like following people in YouTube, there are a lot of tutorials there, right? So I'm also open to that, and it will be nice if that gets recorded so that we can share that with the team as well. You know what I'm saying? It's easier when everything is recorded and everything becomes shareable, right? So that's what we want to do. um, Again, every time you want to access QuickBooks, just notify us in the GC. Hit a message saying that at this hour you want to access it, and so others can also join. Like if you join, hey Dexter, good afternoon.
Good
um,
afternoon, Chris.
Afternoon. I know, pwede kang manood later ng recording. Kasi hanggang 5 lang ko kasi magagamit sa Melody ng Zoom. So, catch up ka na lang dun sa na mismong point sa Loom recording.
Just arrive home na kasi. So,
Right, no problem. And if I may continue, yung like Joanne, for example, like you're available in the afternoon, right? You want to navigate through QuickBooks. Everyone is welcome to join, right? But ikaw yung mag-navigate. Sila, manonood lang muna sila. You know what I mean? So that we can take turns. Para hindi rin kayo nakadepende sa availability ko, right? Because I'm hardly available, right? And so that's why Christina is there, and you have like a lot of you probably are available during the daytime. Ako naman, tulog ako ng daytime. I usually get up at 3 in the afternoon. So if you guys would want to work in the morning, you're free to do so. All you need to do is just to notify the team in our GC. And so Christina can facilitate that. Christina, what time do you start working again? Remind me.
9.
9 in the morning. And then you finish at what?
6.
9 to 6.
Then JR also came in at 5, I think.
Okay, good. So I guess you have a lot of support from 9 to 6, and then JR comes in at 6. He usually attends, or he attends the session, the course at 7 to 9. So we'll have that as not available. So, and then I think JR could be available 9 to 12. So I guess that's the support. 9 to 6 Christina, 6 to probably 12 would be JR. And if you are like, someone who is a night owl like us, I'm available 12 a.m. until 5. So if you guys would also want to access QuickBooks during that time, let me know. I'd be happy to facilitate the access for you. All right.
How Chan, I have
Mhm.
question.
Yeah.
How about if someone wanted to navigate the QuickBooks but you're still sleeping and we need the verification code?
Good question, Christina. No problem. I'll have you access my email. We'll talk offline so that you can, because it just goes to the email, right? And you can, if there's a point that it asks for an SMS, because sometimes QuickBooks does that. It asks for an SMS code as well. Just call me. Don't hesitate to call me, and I will wake up and then I'll give you the code.
Okay.
Okay. So just to summarize
Yes.
this session for everybody, two things. In this video, I showed you how to access QuickBooks online and save it as a bookmark on your Chrome tab if you're using Chrome as a browser. And then second, how how to facilitate access, right? So we have to make sure to reach out or to send a message on the GC about the time that you would want to access QuickBooks so that Christina can hop on a Zoom meeting with you. And whenever you access QuickBooks, we would want that to be facilitated by Christina and then you sharing your screen in Zoom. And then that session also gets recorded. For a lot of purposes, but mainly for one, so that we avoid making mistakes on the transactions. These are live accounts. These are live accounts. And second, if there are things that we want to share to people, it's easy because it's recorded. You know what I mean? So I hope that's okay with you and you're comfortable with that setup. And the support hours is 9 in the morning up until 5 in the morning. So you have a lot of time. And also, as far as access, it's one at a time, but you guys can join the Zoom meeting if you want to. But if someone reserves that time, that person will be navigating QuickBooks during that time as well. Is it clear?
Okay. So how's the mechanics of using the Facebook for the interns? Are they allowed to use it unlimited? Or they're the one to choose the time they're using?
Yeah, they will
How
choose their
much the
time
time?
for as long as you're available as well. So I would say it's a good question, Christina. No, it really depends
Mm,
on your availability too, right? Because sometimes you run errands, right? That's why
mm.
they have to communicate. But as to the limit, I would say reasonable would be 2 or 3 hours per session. Because like if you
Per session. Okay.
yeah per session, but they if or maybe you can come up with we can agree on this, like we you can come up with a G sheet, for example, that you can share in the chat, so that you can like plot um like slots there, and then they will take that slot, for example, or who's available during that time. You know what I'm saying? Because they work different
Mm,
schedules, right? And then like if there are times na medyo marami silang available, kasi like for example gabi, marami silang available, then they can take turn. You know what I mean?
okay. So we're the one to limit the time. So if um that slot is unavailable, they can use it.
Yes. So we're pretty
Okay.
flexible. We're
Yeah,
pretty flexible, but I guess in terms of like managing the time, I would leave you to manage it, Christina, and then
mm,
agree with the team, right? I don't have it figured out yet, like how to go about the the schedule and the allotment per time. I guess I would
mm,
leave that with you, and then communicate na lang then with the team.
okay.
Okay, and then maybe some suggestions will come up after everyone is able to see this recording. I'll be happy to discuss that as well.
Okay. So we will just communicate it in GC so that everybody can participate.
Correct. All right. Are we good?
Okay.
5 na. Kagamit na si Melody ng Zoom. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you, Dex. Thank you,
Okay.
Joanne, for joining.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Pleasure.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye. Christina, can you tell Melody that she's free to use the Zoom?
Okay. Okay.